A lot of times I'll get on YouTube and I'll just scroll for just looking at things, right? And I do not ever see enough trans women talking about conversations that are important, that are prominent. I see a lot of videos on trans women talking about what this experience did or what that experience is, hormones, just the the aesthetics part of being trans, but I don't see people talking about what really matters when it comes to being trans. Like the mental health of a trans woman. Just like the rumors, the stories, the issues that we really face as trans women and or of LGBTQ community. So I wanted to bring some awareness to that, and that's all I ever wanted to do. Well, I'm not gonna say that's all I ever wanted to do, but that's kind of what I want this whole YouTube experience to be about, is bringing awareness and shedding light on things that many people don't like talking about, that are taboo, that are not normal, and topics that scare you. So I wanted to bring some awareness to this conversation because I've said it myself in the past. I was not giving the sex talk. I was not giving a conversation on what it meant to give myself away to someone that I thought was for me. I was not given the conversation for whatever reason, whether my parents didn't know it, whether my parents didn't believe in it, whether my parents were just too dumb enough to have the conversation with their child. I say dumb enough because those were my parents. I can say that. And I know my parents and their story and what the hell they had going on at the time. So, but for you, it's however you see fit, and that's not yours, but this for me. I wanted to bring some awareness to it because I didn't have that. And so any and everyone, I think, who watches my videos is a little bit of age, and if they aren't, and if you are not of age, I always say, always be transparent and be completely honest, that some of the things that I say can be completely out of line. Some of the things that I talk about can really just not be the best, for younger ears, but I'm very transparent and very honest. And one of the things I want to be very transparent and honest about is helping someone not embark on the roads that I've been on. Because although I'm still sitting here, standing here, looking, feeling, moving the way that I do, it wasn't easy to get to this place of happiness. It wasn't this easy to get to this place where I'm confident in myself, where I'm stable in myself, where I'm successful in myself. It was not easy. But if I can help someone overcome the things that I did do to get to this place, then hey, that's my whole goal and our purpose. As to having that sex conversation, what it means, how to do it, who to do it with, things like that. However, there are some people who aren't. There are some people who are literally in right there on the brink, and there are some people who are literally starting over. And when I say starting over, there are some people who are not choosing to forget their past, but attempting to right their wrongs, because it's never too late. It's never too late to start a new you, to begin a new life, to literally become the best version of yourself. And no matter what anyone tells you, no matter what you've done, where you've come from, what you've been through, it's not ever too late to make a change to be the best version of yourself. And with that, I wanted to help someone literally become the best version of themselves. And also probably help me become the best version of myself, because God knows a bitch trying. But for whatever reason, many of us who are of the LGBTQ community are not given sex conversations as children. Most of the time it's because our parents are not aware. And if they are aware, a lot of times it is something that is, hurled over their head, forgotten about, thrown in a closet until it's time to accept the reality of the situation, And with that, it's very hard to understand who you are, what you are, in just the entire life story. Society will tell you birds and the bees, man and a woman, this is that and the third. But what about those of us that don't resonate with man and a woman? What about those of us who don't feel as if we want to lay down with women? What about those of us who don't feel that we want to lay down with men? What about those of us who feel like we should be doing something different than what society told us to do because society said it was right? There's no conversations about that. And I'm not going to sit here and lie to you and say that this conversation is about to be the best, but it's going to be an honest and transparent conversation on sex and every single thing that comes with it when it's a part of this community, a part of thing. I can sit here and tell you, sex is, the ecstasy that you really can't find anywhere else. And some of that is true, I'm not going to say sex is the ecstasy you can't find anywhere else. It is a feeling that you probably can't find anywhere else. But there are greater feelings in sex. But it is beautiful when you are with the right person. Before I jump right into the beauty parts of it and like what all of that aesthetic shit like that, I want to talk about something that many people will not talk about. The sex conversation can't be the sex conversation if you don't talk about the transmittable diseases that come with sex. If you don't talk about the mental issues that comes with laying with the wrong person. So I'll start here. There are so many of us who are interested who don't have sex, who haven't had sex. There are so many of us who have had sex who can attest to the fact that laying with the wrong person can not only give you diseases that you can't get rid of, but put you in mental states where you can harm yourself and or hurt yourself. First things first, I wouldn't want my child or anyone that I love laying with someone who is mentally damaging to them. So ensure that you aren't with someone who is mentally abusive, someone who isn't using you, someone who isn't using you in a sense where you are a trial run. A lot of us, and this video is definitely geared towards trans women, but anyone, trans women, LGBTQT, but anyone can take this advice, grab it, listen to it, snatch it, go run with it. I don't care. You ain't got to give me my damn credit. God gave me my credit for letting you know how to go out in this world and protect your damn self. And you gonna go and spread it to somebody else. Somebody who's gonna be stupid enough to do it. But first and foremost, I think it's very important to know who you are laying with. Their conversations, as to who someone is, where they're from, what they are about, what they're looking for. It's one thing to be the individual who's okay with the wham bam, thank you ma'am, but it's another thing to be someone who is looking for a little bit more substance and to put yourself or get yourself involved with someone who is just wanting to literally bend you over and not even know your last name or your first name for that matter. And that's very damaging to someone mentally, spiritually. It's very damaging. Been there, done that. I'm telling you, without the sex part, I'm telling you, it's very damaging. So make sure you are conscious and aware of that. But more importantly, make sure you are conscious and aware of the diseases that come from people who don't care about your last name, your first name, where you're from, where you're going, or what you got going on. There are people, I've said this before, there are people who will attempt to give you things just because they are mad at the world. There are people who will come in and attempt to hurt you just because you are happy within yourself. Make sure that you are conscious of the burning sensations. I'm going to be completely honest there. Burning sensations, the itching, the pain, the embarrassment, just the feeling of you feeling disgusted within yourself. I don't care who you are, where you come from. We've all experienced some shape and or form in some way, whether we experienced it or we know someone who did it. And I'm pretty damn sure, I'm going to say I don't give a damn. Most of us, 90% of us, have experienced some form of STI before in our life. I don't care who you are. If you're sitting over here being like, oh, that's not me, you're fucking lying. You're fucking lying. If you're a woman, you're laying next to a man who sits here and call a woman like me at 3 o'clock in the morning because you just ain't giving it to him right. Boom, there you go. You just got transmitted with something, because that's one of the nastiest ways you can get it. One of the most prominent ways you can get it is a man going back and forth in between both. If you are a trans woman, come on now. We've all been there before. We've all hoed. We've all lived. We've all experienced. But we've cleaned ourselves up and we've moved on past it, right or wrong. Men, y'all are nasty. You know this. So, and there's no judgment, it's life. We've all experienced something before in life. So it's not to knock anyone. It's not to make anyone feel less than. It's just to be completely honest and or transparent so that we can help someone else not go through what it is that we've been through. Make sure you are conscious of the issues and the things that can come with it, because I promise you, baby, it's no fun. I can't sit here and run down every single STI. Actually, I probably can run it down, but I'm not going to do that for you. That's what your mom and daddy and health classes are for. All I'm here to do is tell you and inspire you to do fucking better. Okay? Because it's not fun. It's really not. And this has to be said, because I can't tell you how many times I just literally get the question, what's the bottom or what's the top? Once you know your role and you are okay with your role, this is going to be a little bit vulgar. Bottoms. If you are a bottom, if you are a verse bottom, in some way, shape, and or form, if you know you about to bottom, Make sure that you are cleaning yourself out. Make sure that you are, and it's crazy to have to say that, but I'm just being completely honest and transparent. Because it's nasty. Make sure that you are cleaning yourself out. Make sure that you are properly taking the steps so that whoever you are with doesn't have to smell dangerous and toxic smells, so that you don't have to feel a certain type of way while you are releasing these bodily fluids that bring a smell and toxicity that can completely fuck up and deteriorate and just ruin the moment. All right. And that's something that definitely needs to be said, because so many people, it's crazy, it's really crazy how many people are getting to that point and don't have an idea or know that you should douche and or clean yourself out, so that the experience is a clean and fun one and not a stank and embarrassing. From the contraception, protecting yourself, aside from having conversations to protect yourself from mental issues, from dealing or laying with the wrong person, I think it's important, and probably one of the most important, next to contraception. All of them are very important, but making sure that you are protecting yourself in some way, shape, or form, having some sort of physical protection on you. Whether this be a gun, whether this be a knife, whether it be mace. I prefer a gun. I have six. Whether it be mace, whatever it is, some form of protection, because it is 2021. The statement that people want to hurt you just because you are you is so true. I can't tell you how many times I've been on just a dating app and gotten messages that are completely out of line. I thankfully haven't experienced someone who physically tried anything stupid, because God knows I wouldn't be sitting here right now being somebody's cell, sitting there like, I did it. Oh well. Because a bitch got issues. Don't try me. But there are some people who are not able to do this. There are some people who are in situations, and there are some people, not to say that anything can't happen, but things happen. Circumstances in their situations are different for everyone, It's important to know when you are meeting someone, where you're meeting them, aside from having conversations, so that you can be aware of who you are meeting. But it's 2021. People are out there to hurt you. It's important to know where you are meeting someone, so that in case if shit does go down, someone can hear you scream. Someone can hear you fighting for your life. Someone can hear the danger that you are in. I like to say this to any and every trans person and or woman, especially trans women that I know. If you don't know how to fucking fight, something is wrong with you. If you don't know how to defend yourself as a trans woman, if you're not trying to learn how to defend yourself as a trans woman, whether you have a gun or not, I don't care who you are. As a trans woman, trans men is a little different, but trans women, I'm saying this personally for me, you need to know how to fucking defend yourself. And if you don't, I'm sorry, by the time you get to about 18, something like that, and if you don't have any idea and or a clue, baby, get it together. Because there is no way in the world, there should be no reason why every single trans woman on this earth should not know how to literally pick up their fucking fist and knock a motherfucker out upside his goddamn head and rock him so hard where he cannot get up. And if you don't have the strength to do it, I promise you there is something around where you can pick it up and rock that ass. Point blank in the period. I don't care who you are, where you come from, what your mama taught you, the color of your skin. You are probably, next to women, one of the most dangerous, or you are in one of the most dangerous positions in the world, being a trans woman. Next to being a woman, next to being a gay male. You are literally in one of the most dangerous spots. So you not knowing how to defend yourself is bullshit. I don't care about women. I don't care about gay men. I care about trans women. You need to know how to defend yourself. And if you don't, you better figure it the fuck out real quick. Because no one's going to stand up for you. That's one thing in life that you will learn. No one will stand up for you. No one will fight for you. No one will be there to protect you every single time. So you have to know how to do it for yourself. And if you don't, baby, learn. Get something. Call me. Better talk to me. I will train you, okay? Trust me. I'm telling you now. I will help you get it together so where you do not have to sit over here and live your life in fear. There shouldn't be a trans woman walking God's green earth who has the strength and the capability to walk out of their house and do what it is that they do in fear because they don't feel strong enough to stand up for themselves. Bitch, get it together. Point blank in the period. So my sex talk definitely was something different than what your mama or daddy would have gave you. They would have been all peace, love, light, happiness about it. But, I like to be transparent, and I like to help my sisters. I like to help, anyone who's coming up and who didn't have the guidance, who didn't have the voice. Because God knows, had I had someone, with the mentality like I do now, helping me, I would have probably avoided a lot of situations. But I'm glad that I did go through the situations that I did go through so that I can help others. And in some way, shape, or form, I'm helping so many other people. And I'm doing so many great things that can help someone else live their best life. When it comes to interacting with people, it's important to know who you are so that you are not accepting less. And it's also important to know that you are a trans woman. No man is worth fighting over. No man is worth arguing with another individual over the internet, over the phone. No man is worth losing your life over. No man is worth anything that you have going on. I always say this, I don't care about women. I don't care about anything but the betterment of trans women, because I am one. And I would be foolish to sit here and try to stand up, defend, or help anything that's outside of me. And we don't have many voices, and we need several voices. So if you are a trans woman and you feel it, I know there are some people who will reach out and be like, you're doing a good thing, you're cool, this is that and the third. Speak up, stand out, start conversations, become the best version of you. Help other people literally not deal with bullshit, because it's going to be bullshit. I get bullshit all the time. You don't think I get trolls? You don't think I get, people saying dumb shit? I don't care. People are gonna, whatever you're scared of, whatever is making you stop, whatever is making you feel like you can't, just do it. I always like to say that. Just do it. Just do whatever it is that makes you happy. Do whatever it is that makes you feel fulfilled. Don't worry about what anyone thinks. Don't worry about what anyone says. 10 times out of 10, they can't whoop your ass anyway. 10 times out of 10, they're not going to say it to your face anyway. 10 times out of 10, someone's just jealous of you and what it is that you got. 10 times out of 10, someone just wants to fuck you and they're mad that they can't. 10 times out of 10, someone wants you to be their daddy. But I'm telling you now, do you. Live for you, stand up for you, show up and show out. To every single individual who watches a video of mine, I hope that you can take something. If it resonates, let it marinate. And if it doesn't, and you just came here for shits and or giggles, hey, I hope you got a good laugh. Because we all laughing. At bitches like you who don't know how to mind your business. At people like you who have nothing better to do than sit here and worry about people like me. If you are someone who came here for information and to gain an experience and to gain some knowledge, I thank you for your support. And if you are someone who came here just to look, to sit, and to stare, I thank you for giving me your time of day that God gave you to go do something else better and productive. But you sit over here worrying about women like me. Because women like me help people like you go out in this world and hate so that people like me can show up and help make the world a better place. Always be choosing to be the best version of you. Always be choosing to see the lesson and the blessing. Always be choosing to accept nothing but the best. Always be choosing to know that you are great and that you are worthy. Always be choosing to know that you are God's fucking favorite, which is why you are given the gift of life every single day. No matter who you are, where you come from, what you have going on, you are damn deserving. Show up, show out, and be the best version of you every day. Conversations are imperative in any situation when you are engaging, especially when you're trying to have intercourse with someone. But I want to put this note out there because it's very prominent. There are a lot of trans women who are looking for a little bit more substance. There are a lot of trans women, especially if you are someone like me, you're going to come into the game, if you are coming into the game, if you don't have an idea. There are a lot of trans individuals who are looking for a little bit more substance. So when I say have conversations with people, it's not just to try to get info out of them. It's because if you're anything like me, when you're looking for substance, you can easily get attached to an experience. You can easily get attached to someone that you are really not supposed to be entertaining with anyway, but you can get attached to someone you're just supposed to have a moment in life with, And that's one of the worst pains that you can experience, is being attached to something that does not belong to you. And it's very dangerous to get into the situation. And I say this because I've been through it, lived through it, overcame it. It's no fun feeling like it's no fun wanting something that doesn't want you. It's also no fun worrying and stressing about something that's not for you. So, like I say, if you are someone that is okay with the wham bam, thank you, ma'am, this isn't for you. But if you are someone with a little bit more substance, conversations needs to be had. And intuition needs to be listened to on your part. And when I say intuition, your gut will tell you when someone is not really being completely honest and or transparent. And I say that because we as trans have conversations with so many people who will tell us, I'm open, I'm honest, this is something that I want. I want to experience this life with you. I can be okay with it. I can stand up in front of the world next to you. When in reality, that's not 100% true at all. So, in order to protect yourself from this moment, this experience, this circumstance, make sure that you are having conversations with people and asking certain questions. Does your mother know about you? Does your father know? Does your friends know? And if you have to, become the fucking FBI. Look on Facebook, look online. A person's social media can tell you so much about them. What someone likes, what someone is interested in, who someone hangs out with will tell you so much about a person. And if you choose to ignore those signs where it's clearly obvious that someone is not authentic, if someone isn't standing and are living in their truth, and if you choose to continue to engage with them, then you choose to learn the lesson or not. So always make sure that you're conscious of that important factor, because your mental health as an individual, not just a trans woman or a trans man or anyone who is of LGBTQT who fits into this category, but your mental health as an individual is so important. It's so important that you do not allow someone to make you feel that you are not good enough and you are not worthy. Because I promise you, some people will not be able to overcome a situation like that. But those of us who do, we are fully aware that we are more than capable and we are more than worthy of the individuals and the things that we are giving ourselves to that aren't really for us